Hi everyone, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader, and today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Community Tag. I was tagged to do this by Alba from Seriela and Seriela, I believe that's the name of her channel. And this tag was originally done by Richardson Reads. So I will not tag, but I will place links to their channels in the description box below. So there are 12 questions that basically asks about you and the people you interact with in the community. So and your like community watching habits and things like that. So let's go ahead and get into this tag. So the first question is, how long have you been watching BookTube? And I've been watching BookTube for a year and 5 months now. I started in December in 2017. And that was after the NaNoWriMo event, which I first became aware of BookTube. Question 2. How long have you been a booktuber? I've been a booktuber for 1 year and 4 months. On April 6th, that would have been 1 year and 4 months since I've been doing BookTube. Question 3. How many countries do you have on your sublist? So on my sublist, I've interacted with people from England, Canada, Australia, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Finland, I think Denmark. I'm not exactly sure about that one. India, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head at the moment. But those are countries that I have on my sub list. And then, how many different countries booktubers do you subscribe to? So also from those same places, England or the United Kingdom. Actually, in regards to the United Kingdom, I'm gonna split them up into like England and Scotland. I haven't, I don't think I've interacted with anyone from Ireland, but definitely from England and Scotland. England, Scotland, United States, of course, Canada, India, Germany, Belgium or Holland, Finland. So basically, the same country, about the same countries that have interacted with me. I've interacted basically with them. So that's pretty cool. Question 4. Describe how you handle your comment section. Do you have regular conversations with certain people? So in my comment section, I don't have regular conversations with people in the comment section itself, but I do go through my comment section. I'm not at a stage where I can't answer every single one, but I'll go through. If you made a comment, I'll like give it at least like the hard thing to say that I love the comment, and I generally respond to almost every comment if, of course, it requires a response, and most of them do at least say thanks for watching or something in the comment section. But I tend to try to make an effort to answer, or at least acknowledge that I've seen each and every one of your comments down below, because you've taken the time to make the comment. So I take the time to try to respond to the comment in some type of way. But yeah, I haven't held conversations. Usually, like, it's like, that person says like, hey, thanks for watching, or like says something about the video or book I read, and then I'll answer back, and then maybe they'll say something back, and that's about the end of it there. So however, question 5 says, do you interact with booktubers or any other social media than YouTube? If so, what? And I do, and those two are Discord, and that's actually, Discord was how I actually came to find out about BookTube, and also on Twitter. So Discord mainly now. There are 2 ones that I'm in there that I'm kind of active in, and that was the original channel where I found all about BookTube, and a lot of them were booktubers. Actually, it's not the original one. We kind of spun off into our own group, so that one that I'm part of, and then that one spun off into another one. So it was actually a smaller group from the big one that went to kind of evolve into another group to involve more people. So there's that one, and then there's a book club which is run by the Optimist. We're on that Discord as well for that one. And then on Twitter, I interact with a lot of booktubers there. So on Discord, most of it is not booktubers. That's more people who like BookTube or are associated with the BookTube community. But on Twitter is where I mainly associate with a lot of other booktubers, and a lot of them know me there. Um, Question 6: do you rely on some booktubers for recommendations? I don't actually rely on booktubers for recommendations, mainly because my reading tastes are so wide and varied that there aren't really particular people that I'll go to for recommendations. Now, if there are booktubers that have there are booktubers out there who, if they read a book or they recommend it to me personally, then I will take their recommendations into account. But there isn't like one or a couple of particular booktubers that I go for because I know they're going to be reading something that I necessarily will like. I just kind of, as I look at different booktube videos, just kind of pick up recommendations like on my own. Question 7: do you interact with booktubers via email regularly or occasionally? I haven't interacted with a booktuber via email since October of last year, and that was getting stuff together for a token that I did with Steve Donahue. And one other person, I can't remember his name off the top of my head because he didn't do it. So, but yeah, that's the last time I interacted with anyone, a booktuber, via email. Question 8: with tag videos, do you mix it up or do you tend to tag the same people? I try to mix it up. I generally try to mix it up, make sure I don't tag the same person. If for example, I don't have a particular person in mind, I'll just leave it open-ended. Then kind of tag the same person that I've tagged before. Again, if it's been, of course, if there's been some time in between, that's fine, but I'll just leave it open to anyone who watches it at that point, like I'm gonna do at the end of this video. Question 9: have you ever mailed books to another booktuber? I personally have not mailed books to another booktuber, but before I was part of BookTube, I used to, when I was really buying a lot of comics, I don't really buy as many comics as I used to just because I don't have the room for them anymore. And kind of the same thing with books too, to be honest. But well, at least with comics, to properly store them. Like, I have room, but to properly store them, I don't really have room for that. I used to mail like comics out to certain people, like because there was a comic book community on Instagram, and like certain comic books would drop, and they wouldn't have that particular cover for that particular comic book available in their area, or their store would have run out, or the store didn't order it, and perhaps my store would have it. One of the stores I would go to would have it, so I would like say like, hey, I can get it for you, and I would mail it to them. But I've never mailed books to anyone since I've been on BookTube. Question 10: have you received books in the mail from another booktuber? And indeed I have. Actually, that happened for the first time this year. I received a book from Sean the Book Maniac. He sent me a book of short stories. Oh, it's right here actually. A book of short stories called Insurrections by Ron Almacar Scott. And it's a collection of short stories. I'm actually saving this for next year. This is going to be my short stories that I read for my next year's TBR, because I want to keep short stories in my TBR. Even if my TBR becomes less, I do want to keep some short stories in there. So I'm going to save this for next year, and I'll be reading this collection of short stories for next year's as part of my TBR. So once again, Sean, thanks for Instructions. I'll definitely be reading it, and I hope I like it. Question 11: have you ever visited or been visited by another booktuber? No, I haven't visited or been visited by another booktuber, mainly because most of them are, or at least the ones I interact with, are far away. I mean, I have interacted with one booktuber that was at BookCon. So last year I didn't really know many people in the BookTube community at all when I went to BookCon, but I did meet up with Ben Sanders last year, because I did know him, and we're still friends today. And so that's probably the only booktuber, and that's not really a visit, it's kind of like meeting up, but that would be the closest I ever got to visiting or being visited by another booktuber. Yeah. Question 12: do you do buddy reads? And is it always with the same people, and are they booktubers? So they are always booktubers. I don't think I've done a buddy read with someone outside the book community, at least a one-on-one. And generally, if it is a buddy read and they're not booktubers, it's because they've been invited by a booktuber that I know. but they've generally been all booktubers, and I do buddy reads. I do in fact do buddy reads. I just did a couple buddy reads for Sean the Book Maniac, Dorsey's books, and all these books February I did buddy reads. Then also buddy read with Jesse from Jesse Bowties and Books. We read The Hate You Give, and yeah, so I do buddy reads from time to time, and it's not always with the same people. I think I've done multiple. I think that was my first buddy read with Jesse, but I haven't done multiple buddy reads with the same person, at least not yet. But yeah, so it's always been different people I've done buddy reads with. So yeah, but I wouldn't be against doing buddy reads with the same people over again, because I had good experiences buddy reading with them, so that wouldn't be a problem at all. And so that is actually the last question. The next one is tag some of your friends. So I'm actually going to leave this open-ended for you guys to, if you're watching this tag, if you want to do it, definitely go ahead and do it. It's good to kind of look at how you've been interacting with the community. Most of mine has been like in the comment section and on Twitter. I actually will get to see some of the people I interact with in person at BookCon this year, so that'll be fun. But yeah, so if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28, and also on Goodreads. The link to that is down in the description box below. So as always, keep reading.